What's going on YouTube? It's Reed with RCG Car Reviews here, and today you join me yet again in my garage with my 2007 Ford Mustang GT. It's like 37 degrees outside today, and I don't have class today, so I figured I would go ahead and do a little bit of an install video on the car. I recently ordered / bought a set of LED trunk lights, reverse lights, front marker lights, front turn signal lights, as well as interior lights, and I think the glove box as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to be installing all of that on the car today. I don't have, the only ones that I have with me right now are the trunk lights or the trunk light and the front turn signal lights, but hopefully the mail will have already run by the time that I finish these, and we can go ahead and get those knocked out at the same time. So let me go ahead and talk you through everything that I bought. So I hope the camera is going to focus on my phone. I think it should, but I'm starting with the LED reverse lights that I ordered. I don't have them yet, obviously, like I just said, so the Amazon order will have to do. But anyways, these are iJDM Toy Samsung 2835-SMD, and then you have all these numbers, W16W LED bulbs for car backup reverse lights replacement, and they are xenon white. I had these exact bulbs in the LED reverse lamps on the Fusion and really liked them, so I figured I would just go ahead and use them again. And I like the fact that they have kind of like that little projector there on the back. That's cool too. And they also have LEDs that wrap around the side, so they'll bounce off the reflector inside the lamp as well. So those are going to go right in here, these little center LED the center reverse lights. And I apologize for how filthy my car is. The weather has been absolutely crap, and it's been very cold lately. So I may address that today, I may not. I don't know, depends on how motivated I am. But for the interior lights and the front marker lights, I ordered these right here. It is 10 JDM A-Star Super Bright T10 Wedge High Power LED bulbs, and they are xenon white, and they are the best value on the market. They were $11.99 and the others were about the same. I'll go back here in just a second and I'll tell you. And these are on their way. They're supposed to be delivered today. I purchased them on Tuesday. This is Friday, December the 9th. They should have been here yesterday, but they weren't. Thank you, Amazon Prime. But they did extend my membership for Prime for another month, so that's cool. So we'll go ahead and get off the Amazon order real quick. Another thing that you're going to want is you're going to want a set of gloves. I just have these natural gloves right here. You don't want to touch bulbs. I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. I've done that plenty on this car, so I don't want to hear any of that crap in the comments. But you don't want to get any of your skin oil from your finger pads on bulbs, because apparently that makes them not last as long. So for the front turn signals, I bought these right here. These are Sylvania Zevo Super Bright LED Amber bulbs. And they are 3157A, and they also fit these. And that's the type of front turn signal bulb that the car uses. I'm hoping that I don't have to get a resistor with these. I think they already have a resistor built into them, given by the heft and the price that I paid for these. They were about 25 bucks at AutoZone. I think they already do have a resistor. So fingers crossed, I'll let you know whenever I get to doing that. And then, and they're kind of an interesting style bulb too. They they shine backwards onto the reflector, which is pretty cool. And then they have like these, I don't know if these are cooling fins or whatever they are, but so those will be good since my front turn signals are reflectors. And the reason I got an amber bulb is because here in a few weeks I'm going to be ordering a completely different housing for these. I'm tired of the orange on the front of the car. I just think it's an eyesore. I tried plasti dipping it once. It went terribly. So I ripped that off in about 10 minutes. But you can see it's gonna go right there, and the marker lights are gonna go right in there. So hopefully having all LEDs up there will look better. I'd love to do all LED headlamps, but that doesn't really work in a reflector housing as far as like headlights and fog lights go. So I'm gonna stay away from that. And then for the trunk light, I bought this right here. It's another Sylvania Zevo Super Bright LED 6000K 6411 bulb, 578 bulb, whatever you want to call it. And I will show you where that goes as well. Let me pop the trunk wheel really quickly. Like I said, car's dirty. I may clean it, I may not, I don't know. This is probably the one I'm going to start with just because it looks the easiest. But Anyway, it just goes right up in here and replaces this nasty yellow halogen. I decided that I was really tired of having halogen lights in my car, so I decided to do something about it. And overall, this has cost me like $60-ish so far, so not horrible, but it could be a whole lot better. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and get this car looking hopefully about 5 years newer. Okay, so this one looks pretty straightforward. There's like little bitty cutouts on either side of the left and right side of the light up here, and I'll show that to you once I get the bulb put in, and I show you the bulb on. So basically, just get you a little like tiny flathead screwdriver like I have here. Pry these down like that. The plastic cover comes out that has the light inside of it. And the light is probably going to be pretty hot, as it is. Yike. Ah, that's really hot. Okay, so this is the factory OEM halogen bulb right here. It's not really much to write home about, but again, you see me wearing gloves because you don't want to touch bulbs. It just, for some reason, I don't know why, I can't explain it, but it makes your bulbs not last as long. So let me run and grab the little Sylvania LED over here. You can see here's the Sylvania 6000K LED right here. It does look a little bit different on the ends, but it'll still work. So you're just going to slide this in one end and in the other, and bam. You have an LED trunk light. And I may have to zip tie that because that's a little bit loose. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make that not be so loose. Either that or pinch these little prongs together, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I went and grabbed a set of needle nose pliers here, and I'm just gonna pinch these together a little bit, kind of bend them in toward, that sparked. That was scary. I guess I should have known better. Perhaps we should unplug that. That's a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stick the bulb back in here. You can see this is kind of how it sets up, and you've got these little metal prongs right here that the ends of the bulb have to slide into. And they were too loose for the bulb to be. Thank you, yard people. Thank you. Okay, so that fits really tight and snug in there now. It shouldn't be doing a whole lot of moving around, if any. We'll go ahead, plug this thing back in. Bam. And now, my friends, I have an LED illuminated trunk. So now comes the part that I am a little bit worried about. I'm not super excited about doing the front turn signals. I don't know if I'm gonna have to remove the front bumper. Fingers crossed I don't. But we shall see. I think I can access them if I kind of slide myself up under the car, but that probably means I'm gonna have to put the car up on jack stands yet again. I'm pretty sure that's where this car lives. It's gonna have to start paying rent on a set of jack stands or something. But anyway, that's done, and I think it looks really good. It's not quite as bright as I was hoping it would be, but I will try to remember to insert some night pictures or night clips or something like that of the bulbs once they're all said and done. But anyway, let's move around to the front of the car and see what we can get done over there. One last thing I wanted to say before I move away from the back of the car is that if these front Sylvania, Zevo, whatever the heck they are, already have resistors built into them, I will go ahead and do the brake and turn signal lights in those as well. I didn't have enough money to do it right now. Like I told you, those bulbs were about $25 for 2 of them. So for 6 of them, that's well over $100, and I do not have that much to my name right now. So these are gonna stay halogen for now. Hopefully I can go to an LED setup here before too terribly long. But anyway, now let's go get to the front of the car and see what kind of damage we're gonna have to do. Okay, so here we are at the front of the car. I did some feeling up inside the bumper, and I think I'm gonna be able to replace these without having to put the car on jack stands or take the front bumper off, which would be much appreciated. But once I do replace this whole housing right here, I will have to take off the front bumper, unfortunately. I'm not super excited about that, but such is life. I really hate the orange on the front of this car. I've wanted to get rid of it pretty much since the day I got it, but just haven't gotten around to it. But I did find a set on eBay that it's like $28 for the set of, or for both sets of housings, which now that I'm gonna be running an amber super bright LED bulb that cost like $250. I will probably make that switch here pretty soon just to kind of finish off the black and white theme that I'm doing with the outside of this car. Also in the video, in the comments below, let me know what you think about doing a light smoke on the rear tail lights. I've considered ordering some really cheap vinyl from Amazon, probably not super cheap, but something like 3M vinyl or something from Amazon, and doing a little bit of a tint on my tail lights. I just think that that might look pretty good with that rear deck lid blackout panel, but I'm not 100% sure, and I kind of want your guys' input. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. But now I'm going to start fiddling around down here, and I closed the garage door to get rid of that yard work noise. I do apologize about that. Of all times for them to come around and do the yard work in the neighborhood, it would be now. But let's go ahead and get these swapped out, and hope and pray that I do not have to go back to the auto parts store and get some resistors. Because if I have to get resistors, then I'm probably gonna have to take the front bumper off to where I can get access to the wiring and all that crap. So here we go. So in order to remove the bulb from the housing, all you have to do, if you're looking at it from like this view, you're twisting the bulb to the right, this way. So you're twisting it towards the middle of the car. It's in a mount that gets kind of like vertical like that. So you're twisting it like that. And then you just slide the bulb out of the mount very carefully. And then, crap, now I can't see. What I'm going to do now is pull this bulb out of here and hopefully be able to guesstimate my way into getting the new one in. Hopefully not electrocute myself. So bulb is out. It's just a clear bulb, just like that. And it has that connector on the bottom, which is the 3157 number bulb. So now let's go ahead and break open this pack of LEDs here. And you need to be really, really careful with LED bulbs. They don't take impact very well. This is what it looks like right here. Just a little bulb right there. And you can see the reflector is right there. And it shoots back at the reflector. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to try to finagle this back into the wiring here. Here we go, we're gonna jack up the car. I don't wanna mess these up. They were too expensive for that. There's one thing about lowering my car that I do not like. It has made getting a jack up under it very, very difficult, because you either have to drive it up on something or lift up underneath the fender yourself. So since the jack will not fit up underneath my car, wheel spacers are your best friend. I've had these for quite a while for the car. I want to put them on the back just to kind of get rid of some of that wheel tuck. But in order to do that, I have to order longer wheel studs. And I've got all these things that I want to do to the car, but when you're a full-time college student who's starting nursing school in January, and you don't have a full-time job, money's hard to come by. Okay, I think I should be able to get my head up under there now for just enough time to see the wiring and get this plugged in here. And now, for the moment of truth, do I need resistors? Okay, so I'm assuming by that happening, that means that the bulb is not installed correctly and I need to flip it around. I was told that that is a possibility with these bulbs. They're a little bit tricky. Look at that! Yes! No resistor needed. That is exactly what I wanted. And I can tell it's a very bright amber in there. And I really like that. I love the instant on, the instant off. It just works. It looks so much better. So now that we've got that one done, let's go ahead and slide over here to the driver's side and get that one done as well. Okay, so now that we've got both the front lights done and the trunk light done as well, I figured I would go ahead and show you, now that it's a little bit darker towards the back of the car, kind of what that looks like. So anyway, the front turn signals work flawlessly. There's no codes being thrown or anything, no flashing no hyper blink, so no resistors required at all, which I'm super pumped about. I did go ahead and leave the car on the jack just because I know that whenever I put the side marker lights in, I'm gonna have to lift or be able to get up underneath the car again anyway. So here's the LED trunk light. I'm not super happy with how dim that is, but it looks better than a factory halogen, I guess. So that's pretty much all I've gotten done. I'll go ahead and shut the lights off in the garage too. You can see that instant on, instant off. I love that. I can't wait to get the smoked housings or the blacked out housings too. You can see the LED trunk light does provide, I mean, a decent amount of light. It's better than factory halogen yellow, but I would like it to be a little bit brighter. So anyway, we'll go ahead and go outside and check the mail and see if anything new has popped up. And we'll get these terrible things out of here. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the video so far, and we'll catch you back here in just a few minutes. Okay guys, so the mail finally came. Finally, after like 2 hours of waiting between the last clip and filming this one now. And in that time, I had time to let my OCD take over. And I thought, okay, these rear taillight bulbs are the only halogens that are gonna be left on the outside of this car. I don't like that. So, I just went and bought $75 worth more of the Sylvania Zevo Super LED red bulbs to put in the tail lights. And that will include, I'll go ahead and walk around here and show you. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one is not part of the turn signal and brake light. This one flashes with the turn signal and brake. So that's kind of how it'll work. It was bothering me. I'm extremely OCD whenever it comes to my car. So I decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and just pay and get these taken care of. Unfortunately, it's not cheap. Unfortunately, I bought a car that takes 6 taillights instead of 2. But anyway, we'll go ahead and pop these guys in there. I think I'm gonna start with the front side marker lights. I'm just thinking I'm gonna work my way from the front of the car back. So we'll do front marker lights, we'll do the interior dome lights, and then we'll do the reverse lights and brake lights. So these are for the reverse lights right here, these two, and then these are gonna be for dome and marker and all of that stuff. And if I can get to it, I'm not 100% sure if I can or not, I'll probably go ahead and replace those with a couple of these LEDs too, since I have so many. So anyway, let's go ahead and lift the car back up and get those side marker lights out, pop the new ones in, and get going. Also, for those of you who are saying, oh, you probably should not be sticking your head under a car that is just sitting on a jack, you're probably right. But what am I doing? I'm doing the exact opposite of what I should be. So, clearly I'm very concerned about it. This jack has never failed me once, so I have some good faith in it. Okay, no light. Maybe that means it needs to go in the other way. Yes indeed. Wow, that's bright. All right, so now let's go ahead and slide over and we'll get the other side done. All right guys, so I've got all of these lights are done. The marker light is much brighter than before. The camera, I think, is over amplifying it a little bit. I did have trouble with one of the bulbs in this one that I tried to put in. For some reason was made smaller or something, and it was loose, like it was able to move around kind of like that, and it was causing the light to flicker, which I definitely did not want. So I just grabbed another bulb out of the little bag, and it works fine. But really happy with both of these. They're both very bright. They both look great. A little bit more yellowy than what I thought, but it's a much brighter white bulb, so I guess that's kind of to be expected. So let me get the car off of these little wheel spacers here, just because I don't like them sitting on there for very long. And then we will move on and do the interior dome light, and if the car has a glove box light, we'll do that too. Now, truth be told, I have no idea how to get these out. I've never pulled this down before or tried to get these bulbs out or anything. So this is gonna be a learning process, and once I get it all figured out and the bulbs all swapped in, I'll kind of talk y'all through the process. All right, so figured I'd give you all kind of a how I figured this out. one, thank you Google. Google always helps. But basically how this comes down and is held in is just these two little metal tensioner tabs right here, and they fasten up into these two slots on either side. When you pull this down, and you have to give it some good force, and it's gonna make some terrible noises, but when you do pull that down, you get access to the little bulb sockets here, and you just pull these out of the little housings, replace the bulb, and put it back in, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and give that a try and see how the LEDs look in here. So I found it a little bit more useful to just go ahead and unplug this right here from the main lead right up there. That way you can kind of see what you're doing a little bit better. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting these housings out of the little domes here. So once I figure out how to do that, I will let you know. Okay, so I was able to get this out, and the way that I did that was I just wedged a tiny little flathead screwdriver right in there. You can probably see where there's that little gap, and that was just enough to release the tensioner clamp, or the little clampy thing type, whatever's here. And so now all we have to do is pull this out, put a new bulb in, and swap the other one out, and we're good to go. So I did run into one issue when I was trying to put in the bulbs in the new in the housing. The housing was too small for the bulbs that I bought to fit. So instead of doing something smart, I just got a drill and a drill bit and hollowed out the opening and blew out all the plastic shavings, and now it fits perfectly, and everything will still clip right back in how it's supposed to. So that definitely was kind of a barbaric solution, but it gets the job done and it works, so I see no problem. So let's go ahead and get the bulbs in, get this mounted back up into the ceiling of the car, and check them out. Alright guys, so the LED bulbs are in. I've found 2 bulbs out of that 10 pack that have not been properly functioning. They're plenty bright, definitely plenty bright. I don't think I'll have any trouble there. And they even retain the fade in and out feature of after you close the door and the dome lights just kind of fade out. They'll do it here in a second. It takes it a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with the color output. It might, there we go, there's the fade in and out. It may not have been my first choice. I would have liked something that was a little bit just more white instead of a bluish tinge, but for cheap LEDs, these will definitely work. So now let's go ahead and come down here to the glove box and let me see if I have a glove box light. So after doing a little bit of checking in the glove box myself and doing some reading on the forums, these cars do not have a glove box light, which is kind of stupid. But you know, whatever. Again, it's just one of those American things. So let's go ahead and see if we can replace these side marker lights with these little LEDs, if I can get them to work. Okay, so you cannot actually access these side marker lights from up underneath the car. You have to do it from the housing itself right here. And in order to do that, basically all you do, just wedge a flathead right in there, push towards the front, and pry it out. So once you get this little side piece here pried out, wow, that's disgusting in there. All you do, just twist until the bulb comes out, which I wasn't too excited to do that. I don't want that sitting face down because I don't want it scratched. Just kind of dust off my fingers here. I don't want to trap any grit inside this little marker here, so that would not be good. So just pull the old bulb and install the new, and to check you can just hit the unlock button on your car, and these normally light up whenever you do that. So there we go. These bulbs, I'm telling you, are the trickiest and most irritating little things. I don't understand why they don't work right. Yeah, I see what that's gonna do. Ah! There's another bulb that's not gonna cut it. I hope the rest of these do, because I'm running out of bulbs. So we'll go ahead, pop this in. hit the unlock button again. That obviously wasn't the right way. That is. This one's not giving me any crap. So just slip the bulb back into the housing. And just line up your little tabs here. And you kind of have to put some pressure on it and just twist to rotate it back in. And then all you do there is just kind of snap that little marker back in, and it's as easy as that. And now those are nice bright and LEDs. Okay guys, so we've got pretty much everything done but the reverse lights and the tail light bulbs. And getting the tail lights out is a little bit more of a hassle than I wish it was. You can probably see these little screw thingies right here. All of those have to come out in order for you to move this black plastic piece here. And then when you do that, I think there's maybe like a screw or a socket or something you have to undo, and then the whole taillight housing moves out. It just shifts out towards the back of the car where I am. And then you can get access to your bulbs and replace those. So hopefully this isn't too big of an ordeal. I've had to replace one taillight bulb before that went out this past summer. Alright, so now that we have all four of our LED bulbs in, now we can just slide the whole taillight assembly back into its mounts. And you're gonna have to watch what you're doing there. Let's go ahead and check the turn signals. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. That is absolutely what I was after. Alright, so basically we just have to do the same thing on the other side, and then once all of my lights are in and installed, I will give you a walk around. I'll let you see how all of it looks, and we will end it there. Well guys, it is the next day, as you can probably tell, but it got really dark on me last night and I wasn't able to film anymore. But I did decide to go ahead and wash the car last night, but I figured I'd kind of give you all a closeout on this video. And just show you all of the lights functioning. So starting off at the back, you can see that you have the LED rear turn signals, you have the rear reverse lights, and then you have your LEDs here as well. Just all of the lights on the back of the car are LED. You can see you have an LED plate light down there. Well, you actually can't see it, but there is an LED plate light down there that is lit up. Coming around to the side, you have your LED little side marker down there. Same thing on the front, LED side markers up there as well, with the LED turn signals in the front, which I really like all of these LEDs. Pretty much every changeable bulb on the interior and exterior of this car, aside from the headlights and fog lights obviously, are now LED bulbs, and I absolutely love the way that it makes the car look. I'm super excited to get the smoked housings for the front up here. I'm a little worried because I did not actually realize that the turn signal bulbs glow just a tiny bit whenever the headlights are on. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna handle that. I might go to like some switchbacks or something. Not totally for sure on that, but as you can see, the car is much cleaner this morning. It was miserably cold washing that. It was about 32 degrees or so. I did have water start to freeze up on the car. And you can see up there you have the LED interior lights, which I think, especially at night, I mean, they're very bright, which isn't exactly what I was going for, but they definitely are a lot better than just the nasty halogens. And so anyway guys, I hope you all have really enjoyed this video. Be blessed, be a success in all that you do. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.